Now, this isn't about being in COVID-19, but it's about the decision-making process and how you guys can position yourselves to be in front of this as opposed to behind that. Good consequences versus bad consequences, and ultimately help you guys understand the power of food and what that can happen. So behind me, I have this very beautiful and extravagant chart that I was able to make since obviously I don't have access to an artist being in quarantine. So for your pleasure, here is my COVID-19 chart in you. So as you guys know, we have this virus, right? And this virus has impacted us globally. It's making people sick. It's breaking down the immune system. With that, it's come to stay-at-home order. Now, when we talk about being a stay-at-home order, we don't have access to a lot of resources. So the major issue here with being at home and not having access to a lot of these resources is that people are doing the things that are most comfortable and most easy. It's not that that's bad or that that's bad all the time, but a lot of times when we say that, it actually inhibits the goals, ambitions, progress that we want to make with our health. And ultimately, when we make decisions to do things that are comfortable, especially regarding food, the food leads to inflammation. If you guys aren't familiar with what inflammation is the root cause of every single disease in the body that you could possibly think of. So, in essence, when you're sitting at home, down on the couch, watching your Netflix or whatever else you might be doing, and you're just putting in constantly the fried foods or Grubhubbing or whatever it is, you guys are actually inflaming the body, which is allowing a breakdown, again, for the immune system. And as a result of that, what else is actually happening is that you guys are actually causing a acidic environment that germs and other viruses can actually flourish in. So you're actually making yourself more susceptible to sickness. In addition to that, if you're staying at home and you're not getting outside, or if you guys don't have access to the gyms and the other things, you're probably more likely to be sitting down for long periods of time, taking extra naps. Again, not that that's all bad, but that will ultimately lead to a sedentary lifestyle. The body, the human body, is designed to break itself down, skeletal muscle tissue, and then it's designed to progress and rebuild itself. So if you're sitting for long periods of time, you're not doing yourself any good. With the lack of blood flow and a lack of action, which you're not probably seeing as a whole lot of ambition, and as a result of that lack of ambition, you're probably feeling a little bit depressed. Guys, this is natural. These are things that a lot of people actually feel, but overall, it's regressive. So the reason I said that is because this is how this stuff is actually really impacting and affecting you. So what do we want to do while we're at this stay at home and ultimately make this so that it's impacting you in a positive way? Well, there's other things, guys, like setting goals, being able to work proactively, and finding a way to utilize the pandemic to actually position yourself for a win, either when we get done or even in this time. Being able to find the motivation to do so. There's just not a lot of excitement. And so one of the ways that we can figure out a way to excite ourselves is one of the things that I'll talk about here. Being able to elevate your health and ultimately be progressive. So again, how do we do that? Well, very simple, guys. The reality is this. If you're able to actually program your serotonin, which does affect mood, it affects appetite, it affects the way that you feel, whether you're sleepy or you're awake, all these things are affected by serotonin, which primarily happens as a response right here to the gut. And as you're putting in more of this toxic food that's ultimately day in, day out, almost every single meal, you're inhibiting your serotonin levels, which means that you guys are actually probably more likely to feel depressed, but not because there's something wrong with you. It's just a actual chemical response or neurochemical response, if I can be exactly correct, to what it is you're eating. By getting into a place where you can figure out exactly what are some of these proper foods that are extremely dense in antioxidants and phytonutrients, what you guys can do is establish a platform that's going to allow you to feel optimistic and feel better. In doing that, then having somebody that can challenge you based on some of the goals that you set for yourself is exactly what's going to allow you to take slow actions, and that is exactly what I'm willing to do. People are actually getting in more shape. They're getting in better shape than they were prior to COVID, and the difference in being able to look at this as being on punishment or being grounded, as opposed to looking at this as an extensive vacation, having the quintessential time to do those proactive things, not just around the house, but especially for yourself, is exactly what this is about. And I understand exactly how to get you there. Connect with me, guys. Send me the message. I'm more than happy to take time out of my schedule to figure out how I can help you get in front of this. Click the link below, do the information, send it to me, and I'll be reaching out to you guys shortly.